Hey guys, Fearu here. We are on episode 16. Ooh, on episode 16 already. Been doing pretty good. I've been having some late nights. Really need to get some sleep to be honest, but meh, whatever. Um, just finished a game. Literally just finished it, and it was pretty good. Um, and I like the way it played. Especially when everything kind of well, it didn't go exactly according to plan, but uh, went close enough that I think it establishes a lot of good talking points um, to help kind of solidify that early game, and hopefully after a few more of these like hey beginning of the game looks, we'll be able to start making our way into mid game. And looking to establish ourselves there more. So let me just throw you guys straight into the game and kind of analyze it. Okay, guys. So here we are in one of my games. This was a single draft. Actually, I probably should have gone back to the drafting stage, but it doesn't matter for the most part. Um, we pretty much got Nighthound kind of right-clicked him instantly. We didn't really have too many solid choices. Our best support choices were on that Swiftblade and Nighthound. They kind of said, "Hey, we're playing these heroes right away." Um, I believe in this game, Swiftblade and me are both in the 1640 to 1650 range. Um, I believe Orange is a 1500. It actually bothers me, so I want to check it. No, he's not. I'm making stuff up. Who is low this game? Okay, yeah, Teal is a 1591, and yellow is my 1400. Okay, so my Tempest is the 1400 at the time. So anyway, that's why these aren't amazing. I start discussing, hey, how are we laning this? I'm just kind of frustrated because I know it's going to be tough for farming, particularly that bottom. Um, you have the option of either sending the solo Nighthound or solo Swiftblade. We end up deciding to have Swiftblade go solo mid here, and I believe me and they're discussing it. Um, Cthulhufon's going to end up coming uh, top. On the opposing team, we have Flint, Hellbringer, Artesia, Dr. Repulsor, and Gladiator. Their team's better than ours. Pretty decisively, to be honest. Um, it it's gonna be hard for us to get control of the early game. Um, we need to really establish ourselves. Otherwise, as soon as that Doctor hits 6, and they have a lot of burst potential. That's something I kind of look at right away. And there's a lot of burst potential with Artesia and just in general. Doctor being able to just move around in his mobility. Well, it's an interesting lineup. We'll see what comes of it. I actually jumped up here early. Actually, so this is a debatable play right here coming up. I know I mentioned this in one of my previous videos. And depending on what the opposing team's lineup is, and this is really, really important, depending on what the opposing team's lineup is, we'll debate if I am willing to take the risk to put the ward where I want. Where I want the ward is right here. That's my preference. I like having vision of this lane right here to see if mid comes. Um, if I am afraid of their team, like if I think I'll die if I go to place the ward, sometimes I'll come up right away, like super fast, and I'll drop the ward at like even earlier than this, like almost 30 seconds before the game plays, and I'll drop it here, and just see the back end. So that's kind of what I want to talk about was okay. Well, how do you dictate if you're afraid of them or not? Basically, it depends what combinations of people they can have up here. I know Doctor's mid, so I know he's not going to be there, which leaves Glad, Artesia, Hellbringer, Flint, and I know what almost all of their initial starting abilities are going to be. Hellbringer is 100% going to be Death Boil. Artesia is going to be his missile, which I don't know what it's called. Uh, Gladiator is going to do Flagellation, and Flint, he could go Hollow Points or he could go Flare. But either way, my point is they have no stuns. Um, And I prefer going power throw first, just to harass early on. But I'm not going to get an ability, just in case they're up there, and if they're up there, I'll grab stun, and just plant the ward and run back. But my point is, even if they're up here, even if, you know, any set of 2 of them are up there, after I use my stun, worst case scenario is I lose a whole bunch of HP and have to health pot, so I'm not too scared for the most part. Anyway, alright. So we're going to end up having Cthulhu up here. The way I like to play this lane, like just preference-wise, is Cthulhu gives me a lot of the lane, and he comes in here to grab lots of creeps and just get excess experience and gold from their jungle, giving me lane experience, allowing me to hit like early 6 and maybe being, you know, getting higher levels of my power throw to increase my harass and burst potential. We saw Flint already, so we know he's going to be up here. The question is if Artesia or Hellbringer will be supporting him. It makes a slight difference. A little. Actually, I don't know if it actually makes that much of a difference. It's actually something I need to think about. So we see Artesia and Flint. So that means Hellbringer's bottom, and we have Dr. Repulsor mid with no regen. That's one of the first things I noticed was he has nothing. That was interesting to me. The other thing we're going to notice immediately is, hey, items they bought. Amulet of the Exile plus trees is just about 600 gold, so they have no ward stop. Counting up Flint's items, that's just under 600 gold. They have no vision top. So this is really important because if I want to help Swiftblade, and maybe come gank him, or if Cthulhu, which is what I want him to do, if I want him to come help Swiftblade, that's something he can do really early on. Really early on. He can farm, and then come gank Swiftblade. That's huge. And then, you know, Swiftblade can note that for, like, when he hits 6, he can say, oh, they don't have wards, so he can come up. So, that's, you know, it's worth noting. As far as the way this lane plays, I'm not too scared. A whole bunch of missed last hits here early on, I remember it distinctively. But I'm actually not too scared of them. I'm trying to pull the lane back. I'm trying to deny. Flint is last hitting, which is awesome because it's pulling the lane towards me, which is what I want. I should have, yeah. Good deny. 0-2, whatever. So I'm trying to talk to Cthulhu right now to tell him that, hey, the way they're playing this is really bad. You know, I noticed that from the first creep wave, like that already pulled, and I start typing to him because I want him to gank mid. I was talking to him and he didn't respond. I'm like, whatever, he's not gonna do it. Like, this doctor's been out of position for a long time. He's playing way too far up, like way too far up, especially because he doesn't have vision. So I wait till I stayed in the lane until I was level 2 to pick up my stun, because that's really important when I want to go gank. But like, if we go back, and I'm just gonna go back here just to show you what I meant by this doctor, because I don't know if you watched the mini map there, but let me just speed all the way through here. I'm just gonna speed through it until the 1 minute mark, but just watch. He's just pushed up the entire time. He does not back up ever. Like, ever. He's just, I'm gonna be right here. So if this is the way he's gonna play, I'm gonna punish it. And he's just here the entire time. And he doesn't, I know for 100, like 1,000,000% certainty, there's no wards there, because I know Artesia spent 600 gold, he didn't ward. Flint spent 600 gold, he didn't ward. Dr. Repulsor did not ward, so we're going to punish him for playing so aggressive and so far up. And what I wanted was, like, hey, Cthulhu, let me get the XP from this lane. You know, that's what I was saying, like, hey, let me get the XP, and go, you know, just come down here and come gank him. That's really easy. We need to make something happen, and the reason I say this is because, you know, this lane could go either way. For the most part, you know, this is the toss-up lane. If nothing happens here, Doctor will win this. He's gonna have better control. I know with 100% certainty that Nighthound is not winning bottom, so my goal is to, well, if this is a toss-up, this is 50-50, this is 100% Hellborn, and this is favored for the Hellborn, we need to offset the scales here. If this game is not going our way, let's, even if it's this early on and they're making a mistake, let's try to punish that. So I tried talking to him, he didn't say anything. So wait till I hit level 2 for that stun, which is vital. And I'm just going to go do it myself. I mean, this is it's pretty standard. We'll see if they call the back. Most people don't notice that and don't call it fast enough, especially low MMR levels. And he didn't have that much regen, let alone is using it. So he's going to get punished here immediately. And this is just going to be an easy kill. Really just a really easy kill. And he's like, yeah, I can hear you. I'm going to pick up the 2-minute rune, and I'm going to come top. They don't know it. Now, side note, this is illusion right now. Had this been anything else, DD, Invis, Haste, these are easy kills. They don't have a ward. They don't know what I just got. They're not backing. I'm going to ping this because they didn't have vision. They don't know that I have illusions, and they're stepping up out of position and setting us up for another easy kill. And because they don't have much escape ability, they're just setting themselves up for really easy kills. Now this game is officially out of hand, I would say. I mean, at this point, the game has the scales have turned. The GPM has swung in one drastic position, and we've taken drastic control of 2 lanes. But let's actually look how we got here. What big mistakes did the Hellborn make? And I mean, obviously you can blame them. There's a number of things. Oh, people are going to be silly here. I mean, I didn't open up their chat log, although I might do that in a second, just out of pure amusement. But this is typically where you hear, oh, you didn't call MIA, oh, no wards, I'm dead, and stuff like that. But before any of that happened, they made a number of errors that could have at least put them in a better position. And I just kind of want to stop and look at their hero picks. One of the first things I think about when I'm like attempting to gank someone or deciding, okay, who might be the weakest target, is I think about escape mechanics and what actual abilities they have. Do they have a Myrmidon charge? Do they have a blink of some sort? Do they have a disjoint like a Magnus or Gemini type of stun? Do they have some sort of mobility? And most of these heroes really don't. And on top of that, the spells that they're getting early on are very harassy spells. If you think of Artesia, he's literally just a glass cannon. You think of Hellbringer, he's literally just got Death Boil early on. That's his spell. So making sure that, like, if you're playing these heroes, making sure that you use these harass abilities and maximize them, that's going to be really important. One of your biggest defenses against ganks is going to be having the hero already low. And what I mean by that is, like, preventing a gank as Hellbringer is a lot easier if, maybe you casted Death Boil earlier on the hero and now he's at, 70% HP, so now he's like, maybe I'm not going to go into the lane so much and compete. That's really important. And if you're not harassing and you're just on equal footing with the opposing team, kind of like we were there, and you step out of position, like if you look at that Flint Artesia that just happened, I mean, they stepped all the way up. Cthulhuphant, I was full health, 100%. I was coming in with not only illusions, but full health, ready to roll. We're gonna win that, and you're not gonna stop us. You have literally nowhere to run. You'd pushed yourselves all the way up into the lane, literally as far into the lane as you could. There's, I mean, if you think of top, I mean, there's literally no worse position to be in. Like, if I said, hey guys, there's a slim chance you could get attacked right now, where's the last place you would want to be standing? The only way it could be worse is if they were literally standing underneath the tower and, like, taking hits. And I mean, they were out of position. So, I mean, you want to think about that. And if you're gonna play that lane that way, either put a ward down to watch your back, or make sure you're getting harassed done. Like, had Cthulhu been harassed drastically during that, had he been at like 50% HP, I can't go up there and make that gank because he won't be able to help me. If he's at 50%, I can't go up there and stun them. They're just going to turn on me and blow me up. But since he's at full health, he's just going to run in charge and it's an easy kill for them. Same thing with Dr. Repulsor. If you look at the way he played, he didn't even use any of his regen. He sat at half health. He has no mobility. If someone comes to kill him, they're gonna kill him. That's literally what I saw. I saw it for 2.5 minutes. I saw him not heal and just stand there and play really really aggressively on Swiftblade. I'm gonna go and take advantage of that. And that's the things that you guys need to look. Those are when you see those kinds of mistakes being made, you want to capitalize on them. And that's kind of what I want to point out. Like what initially looked like a very very scary setup of starting lanes. Um, you know, we made the best of it and got a really really good start on what should have been uh, a pretty difficult lane setup initially. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I just wanted to keep it short. Um, we'll see where the next episodes bring us. We'll see what kind of games they get into. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.